Good evening, everyone, and welcome to public session. We do have one speaker who signed up to address the group. I believe one is Mr. Gibson, I believe. The first speaker is Charlie Young. Young.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the Common Council. I am Charlie Young. I am chairman of the Historic Review Committee. I'm here to suggest that it is a bad move to try and disband this particular committee. In order to understand this move, which I regard as premature, there are problems, no doubt about it. But the fact of the matter is that it requires a thorough investigation, not only of the Historic Review Committee, but zoning and planning as well. In short, what is being suggested is a Band-Aid approach to covering a festering wound. The question perfectly logically is, who is Charlie Young and why is he here as a speaker for the Historic Review Committee? I taught for 28 years in the Oswego school system. I have 3 degrees, 2 in history and 1 in social studies education. I have, due to good genes, been able to be retired for 28 years. And in those 28 years, I've managed to give back to this community. I was elected twice to the school board, twice to the library board, and I'm very proud of the fact that during that service on the library board with many of their colleagues, we were able to save and renovate and add on to the library. In addition to that, I have served as scribe historian for the last 25 years. The point of all this is the fact that I'm involved very much in the activities of the historical societies, the preservation societies, and in the city affairs as well. In addition to all of those, of course, I was president of the Noon Rotary, and I was founder president of the Sunrise Rotary as well. Again, involvement in the community. And one of the neat things about volunteerism for city committees is the fact that volunteers are able to contribute and have input into the government. Not only elected officials are important, appointed ones are as well. The question, of course, is what is the Historic Review Committee? The general response is, I didn't know we had one. It is, in fact, a committee established by the Common Council, which certainly has the authority to abolish it or to amend it. No one is challenging that particular belief. But the fact is, it is in charge basically of the commercial areas of the city, primarily Bridge Street and Utica Street, with intervening streets as well. The object was, in fact, to make sure that these areas were not overcome with things which did not tie in with the historical nature of the city, either through the frontage or through signs which were inappropriate. We go through a period of time when oversized signs and flashing type things to attract people's attentions are very common. I think as you look at the downtown area, we have a very attractive areas which manage to balance business and history. What I'm saying is it isn't a question of business or history. It's a question of business and history. We're very fortunate on the Historic Review Committee to have 4 other people who represent diverse areas of the city. And let me quickly go through the 4. Austin Wheelock, employed by the IDA, and most importantly, chair of the Heritage Foundation. Secondly, is in fact, senior moment, Michelle Southgate, not only a art teacher for many years in the middle school, she brings a sense of color to the committee, but at the same time she's also a business owner. Extremely important in getting that viewpoint. The next is Mary Shanley, very active in the committee. She worked with me on the library board, and she also, of course, is extremely active in the Oswego County Historical Society. Last and not least, certainly, is Dr. Helen Breitbeck. Taught at the college for many years and is probably the prime expert on historical architecture and buildings in this community. The five of us together combine a very impressive array of historic and preservation activity. When I received the call from Ben of the Pal Times saying that there was a move to abolish the committee, I was quite astounded. And I should point out here that nobody, I repeat, nobody from City Hall contacted me about this move. Not a good move. I think if we're looking for efficiency, maybe we should start there. But the fact is that when he called me, I thought to myself, holy moly, or actually, those weren't quite what I was thinking, but you know, the words are pretty much the same. And then I thought, okay, these folks don't recognize the history of this. This is the third time that Common Council has been asked to eliminate the Historic Review Committee. Twice before, the question and the belief was that it was anti-business. Such is not the case, I don't believe, with the current board. I sat on the second Historic Review Board, which was abandoned in, I believe, 2011. The fact was that there were times when I was very embarrassed because some of my colleagues were overly aggressive. You know, you don't have to be hard-nosed. And I worked very diligently with that experience to have a very softer and perhaps kinder. The fact of the matter is that in the 3 years that we serve, we have rejected exactly one business application, just one. And that one, I think, was very obviously in violation of the guidelines. You know, the reason that I gave you the bios of myself and my other members of the committee is the fact that you cannot separate an individual and their opinions from their experiences. You know, the newspaper column was quoted as saying that, oh, they don't follow the guidelines and they follow their own personal aesthetics. Truth of the matter, folks, how do you arrive at your opinions? I don't know of any board, any person who does not draw back on their particular experiences to form opinions. The fact of the matter is, I don't think we can do so. All kinds of laws are passed, all kinds of ordinances are passed, all kinds of guidelines are passed. Very rarely are any of them all black or all white. The fact of the matter is that we have committees, we have courts, we have lawyers, all who are designed, in fact, to interpret what is meant by these. To use a hard and fast method or rule against an individual is not particularly good, whether it's a business or whether it is not. We have endeavored very definitely to try and render decisions that are compatible with the people who are presenting their applications. The fact of the matter is that we use our position to try and make suggestions which will improve the application. In many cases, these suggestions have been adapted. In no cases did I think that anybody had gone away completely dissatisfied with the way they were treated. And I think that that is basically the thing. Are we saving things? Well, maybe. But the fact is that there are other ways that things can be made more efficient. Might I suggest, for example, that zoning, planning, historic review all be concentrated on one floor in this building rather than having applicants run around from top to bottom or vice versa. Secondly, when somebody gives a application to the planning board, they should be given a map which shows them very clearly where they have to go. We've had too many instances where people come to the Historic Review Committee, have had a favorable ruling, assume they're through with the process, when such is not the case, onto the planning board or onto getting sign permit or what have you. A simple solution to help modernize and improve and make it more efficient. I really and truly would, in fact, like to thank you for the opportunity of offering some comments on this particular law. The fact of the matter is the passage of it will not bring about efficiency because it will not solve the problem that exists. It does not, in fact, address the real problems that are associated with this particular application process. In addition to this, I think the Common Council needs to think about a sort of a long-range thing here. We are all excited, I hope, at least I hope we're all excited, about the possibility of a marine sanctuary in this area. One of the questions that's bound to show up is whether, in fact, this community is supportive of its history and of its preservation. How will we respond to this if we decide, in fact, that we are going to get rid of the Historic Review Committee? I think it becomes very problematic. Again, thank you for your time, and I hope you all have a very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Is there anyone else who would like to make any comments this evening? Seeing none, I will adjourn the public session. The regular meeting will begin at 7:30. Please rise to the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
Pisano, the mayor.
Here.
Councilor Enright. Here. Councilor McLaughlin. Here. Councilor Todd. Here. Councilor Walker. Here. Councilor Barlow. Here. Councilor Van Buren. Here. Councilor Kaplowitz. Here. All present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Under the mayor's report, obviously, it's a holiday week, and I'd like to wish everyone here and people throughout the city a very happy Thanksgiving. I think we've got a lot to be grateful for in this city. We've come a long way in the last few years, a long way to go, and I think we've got some good leadership to get us there. We've seen some remarkable growth, and I fully expect that to continue, and I'm looking forward to a very bright future for our city. Also, we just recently celebrated, in fact, celebration is the right word, but acknowledged it's been 52 years since the assassination of JFK, which is hard to believe. I was in high school at the time when that happened. And more than a long time. Okay, Miles, yeah. That was, I remember the TV. I think what Kennedy did say, there's one thing he said was, one person can make a difference, and everyone can try. And I think everyone is trying, and I think that's it. We may make a few mistakes along the way, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to get there as one community, and you can see a really dramatic growth. So I look forward to that. Also, I have to acknowledge the fact that it's Christmas time coming, and tree lighting will take place, and I've got to give some information on that. There will be, the 28th, I believe, is the tree lighting, and there's a whole event around it. There will be downtown shopping, holiday shopping expo, which will be the YMCA Armory. There'll be free admission to local museums, and that includes the H. Lee White, the Railroad Museum, the Richardson Bates House, and 3:10 will be the holiday parade where the kids will be marching up to introduce the Christmas season. So it's also Small Business Saturday, so get out there and spend some money locally. One of the things we do acknowledge is that that is our largest stream of revenue growth, is our sales tax. It's not our property tax. And we've seen a dramatic growth in our property tax our sales tax over the last few years. So let's continue that. Every dollar you spend in Oswego stays in Oswego. So hopefully you will go and support your local stores and shops this weekend. The events, Santa Claus will arrive at 3:30, and there will be the events and entertainment will begin at 5:15, and the actual tree lighting ceremony will be at 6 o'clock. So sounds like a great way to kick off the holiday season. Come downtown, spend some money, celebrate Christmas and the holidays with your friends and family, and we'll all be better off because of it. I guess that's all I have to say. Any of the counselors have any comments they'd like to share, any reports, proclamations? Councilor Van Buren.
Thanks, Your Honor. I just heard from some of the folks that volunteered to help do the lighting downtown today. Just wanted to mention them. You already said Saturday, the 28th, is Light Up Oswego. One of the things I didn't hear was Toys for Tots Drive is from 10 to 3 at the Conference Center. That's also going on at the same time. I just want to take a minute to thank Create volunteers from Friends of Oswego, the Oswego Renaissance, the Oswego Federal Credit Union, Chris Jones from Toys for Tots, the Broadwells, the Oswego YMCA, and the Oswego County Youth Bureau, just to name a few. They all contributed to the downtown lighting that we see now and the events that will be going on Saturday. So just want to make sure that they got a mention. I hope everybody gets out there to enjoy the events. A lot of people put a lot of hard work in, and I think they've been getting better every year.
Thanks, sir. Any other comments? Hearing none, will the clerk please call Resolution 463?
Resolution 463 would approve the minutes of the common council meeting held November 9th, 2015.
Councilor Van Buren, Councilor Barlow, any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd? Yes. Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 464.
Resolution 464 would approve the use of public space at the request of Scott Dawson, owner of property located at 178 East Seneca Street, for an existing encroachment.
Councilor McLaughlin, Councilor Walker, any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 465.
Resolution 465 would grant permission to the Oswego Buccaneer Boosters to place a temporary collection bin for used athletic gear and equipment at one of the city skating rinks.
Councilor Kaplowitz, Councilor Enright, any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 466.
Resolution 466 would accept a monetary donation from the Marion Barrett Guest House in the Witches of Halloween for use by Animal Control.
Councilor Van Buren, Councilor McLaughlin, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 467.
Resolution 467 would authorize the mayor to sign change orders number 1 and number 2 with Sewer Specialty Services Company Incorporated for project modifications to the Sewer Investigations Area 2 project.
Councilor Kaplowitz, Councilor McLaughlin, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 468.
Resolution 468 would authorize the city chamberlain to execute all documents necessary to effectuate compliance regarding the Affordable Care Act.
Councilor Van Buren and Councilor McLaughlin, any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 469.
Resolution 469 would authorize the city chamberlain to execute the necessary accounting procedures to prepare all funds for the year 2015 closure.
Councilor Barlow and Councilor Todd, any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Councilor Van Buren?
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Councilor Enright?
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Councilor Todd?
Yes.
Councilor Walker?
Yes.
Councilor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 470.
Resolution 470 would approve the consolidation of the Historical Review Committee and the Planning Board duties by amending Resolution Number 39 dated January 24th, 2011.
Councilor Todd and Councilor Kaplowitz, any discussion? Councilor Kaplowitz.
Yes, Your Honor. With all due respect to Mr. Young and the Historical Review Committee and the members who have, I think, done a good job in implementing the guidelines. Our obligation and responsibility here, as I see it, is really to, we're not eliminating the requirements, we're simply streamlining the process. And we're incorporating the entire planning, incorporated into the planning process. And in my mind, and he asked, the question was raised about the marine sanctuary, and does this committee support its history? And I'd say fully we support its history. And in fact, by having those guidelines incorporated into the zoning or planning responsibilities, we're just reinforcing that our commitment to historical review. All I see here simply is a streamlining of the process, and we want to be business friendly. And I think instead of having folks wonder what they have to do next, if it's all handled within one shop, and I understand that can be done and done very well. That really is what the purpose is here. I will be supporting incorporating the guidelines into the plan.
Thanks, sir. Any other comments? Councilor Van Buren.
I just wanted to kind of restate my opinion from the committee meeting. I'm in favor of making a streamlined move for the two boards. I don't disagree with that. The only issue I take is with the process on how this has gone about. None of the boards were spoken to, or the department head, or the planning board. I think that's really the issue that I have. Is due diligence wasn't followed up on, regardless of how we feel about how they handle the situations or what they do on the boards. They still volunteer their time for the city of Oswego. I think there's a certain amount of respect that comes with letting those boards know that we're going to change like that. We can be as steadfast as we want on the changes that are going to be implemented, but I think still, those boards need to be let know the changes are coming. This planning board and the historical review committee should.
Councilor Todd.
First of all, planning board had long discussions with Bill McDonald on numerous occasions, and he fully supports implementing this and is fully in favor. Secondly, your memory must be a bit fuzzy, because in February I came to you and Ms. Birdsall, and this was originally on the agenda then, and I was told that I'd have a plan by April. I didn't. That was my view. You told me we'd have a plan by April. In May, I asked about it again. Nothing. In June, I asked about it again. Nothing. And in August, I asked about it again, and then dropped it, and then came back forward. So there was plenty of time to articulate a plan, and at which point I told you in August I would bring this up off the floor. So to say that there wasn't any plan or any discussion about this is a little bit disingenuous, because I did have very clear conversations for over a year with you about this.
Councilor Van Buren.
Again, this situation kind of brings me back to another board that we have an issue with, that I set up meetings with the tree stewards for, that you decided that you did not want to attend. So again, when attempts were made to meet with these boards, your attendance was not there.
And I told you from day one I won't be meeting with tree stewards.
Understood? No. I mean, any.
Was there ever any attempt to make with this board?
Absolutely. And we've
No, there
done
was
that
not.
several times. So
No,
that's
you're
absolutely
being completely dishonest.
I'm not. I've done this several times. And I can tell you this seems to be the case.
When were these meetings scheduled for this board?
I can go
They
back.
never happened.
I will absolutely go back to my emails and print them for you, Mike. I have no problem doing that. present them
Please
to
show
you.
me those, because these meetings were never set up. Mr. Young just attested that nobody's ever talked to him. So who's lying?
That's fine, Mike. I told you. Like I said, I set up meetings to discuss these with the board. That's fine.
Again, your memory's fuzzy.
Mike, I understand where you're coming from. I'm not disagreeing with you on what you want to do. I just disagree with how it went about. I've asked you to help me do this before. When you first brought it to me, I told you what I wanted to do.
We should have done it. I told you how I was going to handle it. I was pretty clear about it.
Yeah.
I'll call the question.
Are there any other comments before we,
Okay.
you answer call? All right. All right. Calling the question. Are there any objections to calling the question? All right, then you can call the vote.
Councilor Van Buren.
Yes.
Councilor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
Councilor Enright.
Yes.
Councilor McLaughlin.
Yes.
Councilor Todd.
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 471.
Resolution 471 would approve a budget amendment to the Community Development Office for the Oswego Canal Greenway Access Project.
Counselor Van Buren, Counselor Enright. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 472.
Resolution 472 would approve a transfer of funds from within the city clerk's office.
Counselor Walker, Counselor Barlow. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 473.
Resolution 473 would approve a transfer of funds from within the east side and west side wastewater treatment plants.
Counselor Kaplowitz. Second, Counselor McLaughlin. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 474.
Resolution 474 would waive the rules of the Common Council to present resolutions number 475 through 477 from the floor without committee consideration.
Counselor Kaplowitz. Counselor Barlow. Please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 475.
Resolution 475 would authorize the mayor to execute the general consulting agreement with GHD Consulting Services and further authorize the transfer of funds from the contingent account to pay for the same.
Counselor Van Buren. Counselor Enright. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 476.
Resolution 476 would approve a transfer of funds from within the fire department.
Counselor Enright. Counselor Van Buren. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 477.
Resolution 477 would approve cancellation of the committee and council meetings scheduled for December 21st and 28th, 2015.
Counselor Van Buren. Counselor Enright. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd?
Yes.
Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
If there is any unfinished business, could I ask for a motion to adjourn? Van Buren, second. Counselor McLaughlin. Please call the roll.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
The motion passes 7-0.
Meeting is adjourned.
7:47.